I think everyone's here, apart from the unimportant people, like the bridegroom and the best man. Hold on just a minute.
Where's the groom? Where's my husband?
Where's my pint?
All right. It says in the standard book of jokes suitable for wedding speeches that a wedding speech should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to hide the interesting parts. No, that's not right.
Like Vanessa's skirt.
For those of you who've forgone the opportunity of seeing England do whatever they did to the New Zealanders, and I believe somebody here knows, we appreciate that. For those of my family who forgot that this was Father's Day, you are forgiven.
Father's Day's not over yet. It was still a few hours till midnight.
This is a slightly unusual speech, because normally the father of the bridegroom keeps stum. And it may be that in the 3 minutes' time when I sit down or fall over, that will be seen to have been a very wise convention. Anyway, it's going to be quite a short speech. I don't really have to thank anybody, but I don't see the canon here. I would have especially liked to thank him.
Cannon's drifted off. I spoke to him.
Right, because he made a lot of things happen quite quickly so that we could actually get Joe and Adam married in the church here, which has all sorts of very special reasons for being important to us. And I suppose I ought to also thank the Almighty for sending on a single summer day we've had so far.
Well done! The Big G! Not to be confused with Gang Gang. It was also the Big G.
Kevin, you may have noticed, dispensed with the readings and gave us a bit of sermon instead. I've decided the easy way out of this one, because there hasn't been a lot of time, is actually dispense with a speech and give you a couple of readings. And being a sort of a journalist, and I don't want to hear anything from my editor at this moment, I went to the BBC Library to do a bit of basic research. First of all, to try and find an answer to the question, how was it that Adam, with his rather kaleidoscopic progress through life, in the course of which he had the opportunity of meeting all kinds of very pleasant girls here in the Western Hemisphere, he had to travel 8,000 miles to meet the right one. And I found the answer to this, you see, because the Chinese discovered about 200 years ago all that there needs to be known about Western women. They wrote in about 1790, the men mostly drink wine. I think in Adam's case, probably the word wine just disappears into brackets. The other kind of women lace up their hips in their desire to be slim. They wear their hair falling loosely over their shoulder with short clothes and several coats one above the other. When they go out, they put an overcoat over them all. They keep snuff in metallic wire boxes and carry these boxes about with them. So you can see
it's English girls, yeah. See them all standing around now. Put your snuff away, Sue.
And I also helped myself to a book written by a lady called Mrs. Mary Woodman, Wedding Etiquette, published in 1950 by Falsham and Company. There's a very important chapter, the best age at which to marry, which is a question which exercises us all a lot today. So looking at all the factors squarely, says Mrs. Woodsham, we think that for a man of good education who's in possession of a post of fair average security, the best age to marry is 25 or 26. A year later or a year or two later hardly make any difference. For the girl, the best age is 21 or 22. These figures are right all the following way. Take the man's age, halve it, and then add 8. Thus, a man of 50 is advised to wed a woman of 33.
Yeah, Dermot's all right. Well, at least you look 50. Your wife looks 23.
Quiet. Mr. Heckle wedding speech.
My wedding?
This isn't, and it's very difficult. Thank you. Actually, I made a wedding speech a couple of weeks ago in Chester, and after it was over, this girl came up to me in the bar, a girl from Liverpool, a friend of Mike and Ali's, and said, "Couldn't hear a word you were saying." I said, "But everybody laughed." And she said, "Oh, we laughed." I said, "Why did you laugh?" She said, "Because everyone else was laughing. As long as one of you laughed." Anyway, this is a union not just of two people, and I'm going to try and avoid sounding too cliched. It's actually a bringing together of two cultures. We've had an opportunity of meeting Joe, discovering about China and the Chinese way of life. And,
Republic of China.
Yep, that too. And what a great pleasure it has been. And in the fullness of time, we hope that when we're over in Taiwan, we shall have the chance to get the other side of the equation right there as well. So it's a bringing together of two people, of two cultures, of the Middle Kingdom and the old toothless lion. So what I wanted to toast is the friendship between our families and friendship between China and Britain. Sorry?
Don't touch mine.
I think you're supposed to introduce the speakers first.
Right, you're meant to introduce me now, then. Well, I went to the library, and my job's easy. All they said I had to do was say how beautiful that Joe looks and thank everybody. So, where is she? I will start by saying how beautiful Joe looks today. I think she looks absolutely stunning. Very, very proud. And I think, I don't know if I meant to do it, but I'd like to toast Joe for being my wife. The other thing I had to do was thank people, so that sounded very easy. And then I thought about the number of people I have to thank. And there are so many people who have helped get this happening and for everything to happen today. The church looked absolutely beautiful. And I know my mum and Liz did all of that. So I'd like to thank Mum and thank Liz. And you, and there are also dozens of other people who've been working behind the scenes. They've been making the food for us, which was wonderful. The salad was beautiful. And I don't even know who all of those people are, but I would like to thank you. I'll find out. We'll send hongbao from Taiwan. Everyone else has also been very understanding. We've had dozens of phone calls saying, where is the wedding list, the wedding present list? And of course this has been a bit tricky because I have a household of stuff in Mum and Dad's attic and I have another house full of stuff in Taiwan. And we don't have very big suitcases to take everything back with us. So people have been very Chinese. And we've had lots of kind donations, wedding presents. And what we'll do is we'll go back to Taiwan and we'll lie about what we've done with them. And we'll say we bought this and we bought that, but they'll probably all go to John Rogers at the Prince of Wales, especially the price he's charging. Also have to thank people who've come from a long way away today. Rod Tipple has already gone, but he's come all the way from Buenos Aires to be here, which is very special for us. Especially also Joyce and Vincent here, who've come all the way from Taiwan at very short notice. And their presence is very special to both of us and to the whole occasion. And of course my aunt has come all the way from Bradford. Because at the wedding 2 weeks ago, at her daughter's wedding, she said, I want to thank everyone who's come from a long way away, and Joe and I held hands and waited. And there were people from Liverpool or people from Ireland. And we thought, oh, bloody hell. We're not included.
Because you were getting married.
There are also two other people who have to take a lot of responsibility for today, and that is Mike and Ali, who got married. Ali. Mike's over there. And they were pretty much the catalyst in all of this. We had promised them that we would return to England for their wedding. And once we'd realised that we could just about afford to do it, we decided we may as well do ours at the same time. And you know, a lot of people, the canon, and Angela Binns, the registrar, and Kevin coming down, everyone has done a hell of a lot of work at very, very short notice to get this off today, and everyone's been very brilliant about it. Now, I do have a few gifts I want to give people before I end this, because today is, of course, Father's Day, and I've forgotten it. Not. Now, you don't see my mum. And I do have a Father's Day passport. Now, then there are a couple of gifts that apparently traditionally I have to give. I have something here for Kevin. For his time and effort in coming down. You did an excellent job today.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you so much. I know that within minutes of Joe arriving,
Thank you.
we were both very, very nervous at the front.
Thank you.
But thanks to Kevin, we forgot about all of you sitting behind us. It just became myself and Joe and Kevin, which made it much easier for us.
Relax for the rest of it.
Much more easy.
You mean
I
that
am an
you watched the
English
rugby
teacher.
then?
And I have to give the best man something as well, they say. So I have a little something for my best man. And I would like to take this opportunity to plug Persuasion, the play he's in. Now we do have a list of the venues and the dates that you can still go and see it. It is an outstanding play. It's absolutely brilliant.
It's great, yeah.
And,
You've got to
and
go
Chris is
see
one of
it.
6 people in it, and they're all really, really good. So we have that list at home, and I hope people who are living in London or round and about maybe can look at it, and if they have the chance, go and see Chris do it. Support a bit of theatre, and there's a little something for you. Thanks very much. And I also bought something for my mum. It's Father's Day, and I didn't want her not to have a present. And I've got a little something here. And I know this is
He turned out all right. You think so?
It's something that maybe you can put onto Liz's boombox in a little while.
And it's not a rolling pin.
It's not a rolling pin, and it's not rolling papers either. Thank you, Mum. Now, my thanks are done, really. I'm not sure if it's... The book told me that it was me who toasted bridesmaids. Or do you want to toast them?
You told me.
Oh, right. Well, the book I saw in the library says it's my responsibility. I would like to toast the bridesmaids.
Are they all here? Yeah.
They say something old, something new, something borrowed and something blue. Certainly we've done very well on the borrowing part. We haven't only borrowed the bridesmaids' dresses, but we've actually borrowed a couple of the bridesmaids who were originally in them. The 3 bridesmaids, you're all wonderful, and my wife Jo, good luck. The bridesmaids. Great, now I can get relaxed. Character assassination.
Right, no, it's not. The first thing I'd like to say is there may be some of you here today looking at me thinking, perhaps poor old Chris, this time last year. Am I thinking, it could have been me, it could have been me. Well, fond as I am of Adam, I've never actually wanted to marry him. When we have weddings these days, it's very difficult not to think of 4 weddings and a funeral. And fortunately, there's no obvious parallels that spring to mind here, but it's nice and touching to see that Rachel Murphy decided to come as Elizabeth Hurley.
She certainly doesn't get from her mother.
Here we are, gathered in a church, having, I don't know, Adam is a strange, curious mixture of the conventional and the unconventional. But it's no surprise that he opted for a traditional wedding, and we find ourselves in a church. I'm thinking perhaps of parables. Well, certainly there's one parable, religious, biblical parable, that comes very much to mind. And when we think of parables, we think of Jesus talking in metaphors. He isn't talking literally. When he talks of the seeds falling on the ground, and some on rock, and some in shallow soil, and others in deep, rich soil, and sprouting thick, flourishing plants, he doesn't mean it's nice when shrubs develop because you can balance them with a box of gardenias and perhaps and train a climbing path. Enjoying the fence. He means, you know, the seed is the word of God. It's a metaphor. And equally, when he describes, when they say, Lord, tell us what is the kingdom of heaven, he says the kingdom of heaven is like a handful of yeast. He doesn't mean that literally heaven is like a seed of yeast, that, you know, full of the righteous, saying, yes, I obeyed the Lord and I did everything by the Bible so I could spend eternity knee-deep in a brewer's ingredient. It means, you know, it's a metaphor. He's talking on two levels. He might almost be said to be talking with irony. And, but it seems that at a certain point in Adam's life, at a certain time, the word irony meant, as it did to Baldric of Blackadder, something like goldy or silvery. When we think of the parable of the prodigal son, rarely has anyone tried so literally to reproduce the events of a biblical parable in their own lives. I'd just like to read to you a slightly kind of amended version of what happened to Adam in his early life, a life that you, not all of you, may know of. Hopefully. And at 16, Adam went to his father and he said, give me the share of property that falls to me, that I may make merry while I am still young. And his father replied, saying, do thou me a favour. To which his son returned, very well, let us call it a tenner. I shall pay thee back on Friday. Or if you can wait till the weekend, I'm expecting a postal order. Whereon the son took his journey into a far country, where the people have strange, ugly faces, and talk in outlandish tongues. And this place was called Wickham. And having squandered his only tenner, he went and joined himself to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him into the fields to feed swine on a pig farm just off the Marlow bypass. And he would gladly have fed on the pods that the swine ate, and no one gave him anything, in accordance with his status as a Grade 1 agricultural employee. But when he came to himself, he said, how many of my father's younger children eat better than I? Verily, is our fridge furnished with all manner of sundries? For is not this Thursday, the day of the Waitrose shop? And the son arose and came to his father, and his father, seeing him at a distance, ran to meet him and told the younger son to bring the fatted calf and kill it. But being told by the younger son that he had no fatted calf, the father suggested that he give the guinea pigs double ration. And the younger son reproached him, saying, lo, these many years I have served you, and I have stayed at home, and have taken A-levels. Yet never hast thou offered me a fatted guinea pig, that I may make merry with my friends. And he said to him, son, your brother who was lost is found. And what's more, I may now join him for a quiet cigar. Now, there are many other episodes of Alan's life. Illustrative of qualities in him that we know and love, his warmth and lack of inhibition as displayed on a holiday in the Lake District when he shared and wetted a bed. Subsequently became known as the Leak District. And indeed proved himself as a sportsman. In fact, in one ball A school match, scoring so many tries that the master in charge of the game, in a surreal intervention, threatened to send him off if he scored any more tries. So he duly scored and was duly dismissed. And I can only hope that the referee of today's rugby game has applied a similar principle to Jeremy Moment. But there was some confusion about the bridesmaids and toasting them, and I would like to say, you know, that we should toast the lovely bridesmaids and Rach. Just about that. What was it? No, I don't. That Joe. Here we have, and I think that no one would question me when I think we should grant Joe most favoured sister-in-law status, and that if it is a marriage not perhaps made in heaven, then certainly made in Taiwan. Adam and Joe.
Adam and Joe.
Well, I got off lightly there, I think.
And because of life.
You're going to cut the cake? Right, and in true martial arts style, should we stand over here and just...
No, because you might hit gang.
And they put these little lines on it so we can follow it.
Heads up, heads up.
Go on, go on.
It's still like gold. It is gold.
Oh, we borrowed the cake as well.
Fly on it. I'm sure they would have tried to, but they was like, oh, come on.
Oh, cake. Well, someone else now cuts it up in nice little slices, don't they?